Hey guys, what's going on? Meat Wagon back again. Next part here, we got part 7. Looks like we just went into to round 25 here. Continuing on with our initial strategy of, acquiring the 7 perks each, the unlimited 7 perks basically. And moving around the map, from about I don't know, the low 20s on, we just started kind of doing our own things. You could see that Hyper and myself, we kind of stuck to the same area until either we got split up or that one of us just took off running. And sometimes when someone goes down, that's usually when the teams get split up or whatever. But it just happened to be that me and Hyper were kind of sitting in this area. Again, we have the 2 worst connections out of the 4. So, playing it just a little bit safe. Hanging out right here, but that's okay. What you'll see a couple times in this video, it's kind of it's not funny, because I don't think it's funny, but it's the one thing about zombies that really bugs me. There's something that really bugs me about zombies, and it's about map design and how there's almost invisible barriers like that you'll get hung up on. If you look at a certain surface, right, like a wall surface, you would expect that you could run along that wall surface and not get hung up on anything, okay? But when you come to like the edge of the map, or like running along bushes and foliage and stuff, because the way you design maps, when you run through those little areas, there might be something sticking out there that you don't see, that's considered an invisible barrier. And what happens is, when you get hung up on that, and then you get surrounded, you can get actually surrounded by like just 2 zombies, sometimes even 1, and they stop your momentum, and that's it, you're gonna go down. You'll see it actually happens twice to me in this round. One of them, it's because I'm on the path, like by the top of the water slide. I'm backing up on that path, and because the side opposite the hill is a drop off, meaning you can't jump off of there, they had to make an invisible barrier there. Well, in doing so, it wasn't completely flat like a regular wall would be, and I get hung up on nothing. I get hung up on nothing, and then get surrounded, and at that point there's nowhere for me to go. The other one is down in the cave. I'm coming through the power room. Hyper goes down. I turn around. I think it's at the same time, but anyway, I turn around trying to pull the zombies out towards me, and I'm backing up, and I miss the exit of the cave a little bit. I kind of back into the wall, and there's a box, almost like a crate there. Well, I'm up against the crate, and I try and strafe, and I can't, because I'm not up against the edge of the crate. I'm up against the long, flat surface of the crate. So it's like, dude, you can see your people are going down, but they're communicating. They're letting me know that they're up there. I throw a monkey out to help Spider. He gets hung up here in the spikes, man. That probably was hurting. He's getting spiked. He kept getting spiked over and over again. You don't want to go down there. You don't want to be laying in the spikes, because it won't let you crawl out of there. And that's one other thing I can address. People, I always see a lot of comments. Why are they always saying don't crawl? You guys always asking, why do I yell out don't crawl, don't crawl? Well, here's the thing. If I'm across the map, I want you to have the longest amount of time when you're down so I can actually get there. And if you crawl, it speeds up the bleed out time. It speeds it up. That's why I always say do not crawl. Don't crawl. The only time you're going to want to crawl is if you see like a power-up drop and it's a nuke or an insta-kill, something like that. It's going to help your teammates get to you. Crawl to that and get that and call it out. But other than that, don't move, because the more you move around on the ground... Oh, I didn't remember that one. That was awareness fail on my part. I saw my team over there, and when they went by, I didn't think there's a whole horde of them right there. I went down pretty quick, but look at these guys are right here to pick me up. Good teamwork. Look at all those zombies right there. Get out the ray gun, do some punishment on them. Some punishment! Yeah! Anyway, so that's why I always yell out, don't crawl, don't crawl, don't crawl. Because sometimes, you know, when you're in the middle of a fight and you get down and you may be pissed off that you just got down, you might not be thinking about all that kind of stuff. Where if I'm up and I'm running, I'm the one to try and revive you, I'm going to be thinking, hey, don't crawl, give me as much time as you can, like this. Watch this. This is awesome. Epic save right here. Hyper calls out. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm in the pressure plate room. Look at this epic slide. Woo! Right there. Slide to revive. I thought that was pretty cool. We were laughing. We were laughing on that one. He's like, somebody get me! And I come flying off the slide to rescue him. Pretty good stuff. That's why I was saying we were having so much fun doing this. You know, this whole time, you can see the mics lighting up there. Oh, Hyper went down again. Hyper was, you know, again, you gotta remember, his connection limits the pathways in the map size. When you have you know, a bad connection to the game or to the host, it limits your, what I like to say, it limits your paths, it limits the distance that the zombies are. They're actually closer to you, so you have to play a different way. It's a lot harder for someone like Hyper to play on a 2 or 3 bar. So I think, you know, he does pretty good. You can't judge someone by the amount of times they go down. You just know that you get 4 people together, you play, you have fun, and that's all that really matters. So what was I talking about? Oh, you can look at that. You can see, I forgot to bring that up. You see the meat wagon site, right? Well, we'll get back to that. Watch this. This is what I'm talking about. There's nothing to my left right there. Nothing. Now I'm hung up. I'm hung up. I'm hung up on a leaf. I'm totally hung up on a leaf. That's one thing as far as map design. You see those leaves and stuff, they don't move. Like when you hit them, they're not active and you can't run through them. I think that's, I don't want to say laziness. I don't want to harp on Treyarch too much because I think that they make really good zombie maps, and I know how hard it is because I actually am messing around a little bit with designing my own map on PC. I made a little one, a really small one, just to test it out. It is a very difficult thing to do. It's not easy to do, so I don't want to harp on them, but it's just one of those things that bugs me about how you can get hung up on a leaf. And then, you know, as soon as I got hung up, that would have been my escape before the zombies close in on you and basically completely trap you in there. So that's my only little pet peeve with zombies, is those little things, those little invisible barriers that you can get hung up on. And I mean, the way to avoid it is to stay centered on pathways and things like that. But you know, you can see the way I play, I like to utilize jumping past zombies, running past zombies. I don't always kill everyone. Like, you know, I like to strafe off to the side and run past them. This might be another time that I actually go down that I was talking about. I try and, Spider's saying he's coming through from the other side, so I'm going to pull all the zombies out towards me so we can get to Hyper. And I'm backing up, and I think it is right here. We're going to see. You backing up, backing up, backing up. See, I missed the thing. Now I'm hung up. And you look at that. See, there's that crate looking thing there. There's no edge on that. I should have been able to strafe and get away, but it hung me up just long enough to get surrounded and downed. So, you know, again, not that big of a deal. Spider comes in with the shrink ray. Boom! Making little babies. Picks me up and we're good to go again. But what I was saying, you see the sight on my 74, right? You guys know what that is. That's a meat wagon sight. That's a piece of steak. It's a side of meat. Treyarch must have put that in there for meat wagon. I mean, what? Why else would you put a piece of steak as a sight? Right? Come on, guys. It's the meat wagon sight. I mean, it's a piece of meat. Spider got his little Easter eggs where they have the little spiders coming down out of the cave, and I got mine. Treyarch put in a meat wagon sight. I thought that was pretty cool of him. You know I'm just pulling your leg, right? But it's pretty cool to say that. It's right there. You can see it's a purple piece of meat. It's rancid. That's why it's purple, because it's zombie meat. You know, it's a zombie piece of meat, steak sight, meat wagon sight for the win. Alright. Anyway, so there's only one more video. One more video to go in this series. And I'm going to upload it today, right after this one. And you guys see, I don't know if you've seen, but at the end of the videos, sometimes because YouTube's sub boxes don't work right and stuff like that, anytime I'll do a series of videos. If it's a game that has multiple videos in it, I will put that on the end, and it'll link you to the previous video if you haven't seen that one. And then as soon as I upload the next one, I'll put, make the annotation for the next video active. So when it first goes up, the next video thing, there won't be anything there, but the previous one, there's two buttons, previous and next. The previous button will work, and as soon as the next video goes out, I annotate that one. You'll be able to click on that. So watch to the very end, because you'll see that. You'll see the next and previous buttons there you can push on, just in case you missed one of the videos in that particular series of videos. So we're on to round 26. We're all we're all getting really tired, and we're actually discussing, how much farther we should actually go, because it was really, really late into the night. And this, like I said earlier in this video series, I wasn't actually going to be playing. I didn't really want to play. I worked till like, actually I got home about 10 minutes before we started playing this game from work. So it was a really, really long day for me. And obviously, since those guys are in the Eastern time zone, it was really, really late for them. It was 3 hours. For Hyper, it was the next morning. He had been playing all night, basically, because he's 8 hours ahead of me. So you can see here, it's starting to get pretty crazy. We got Hyper's down up there, but Spider's calling out where he is. He's going to come up the water spout to get him. So I'm just trying to draw the zombies down toward me, staying close enough to where they'll pull down my direction. But you'll see here, I'm going to give you a cliffhanger ending to this one, leading into the last video. Leading into the last video. We don't know how long it's going to be. It may be pretty short. You can see Bentley goes down. Someone else is going to go down. And we're going to cliffhang the end. Stay tuned for the last video in this series, guys. Thanks for watching.